The first association football league, soccer as we know it today, was organized here on Vancouver Island in 1890. Victoria teams won their share of Island and BC championships over the years, but it took 85 seasons before we could claim a Canadian championship. Our next inductee was a key player in that 1975 victory. Brian Robinson first began playing soccer as a 10-year-old, playing with the Lansdowne Evening Optimists at a time when he was equally keen on playing ice hockey. He had to make a choice and picked hockey, where he showed great promise as a goalkeeper with Ray Turcotte's team in Victoria Minor Hockey. Brian's soccer development was limited to short school seasons, where his natural talent and determination gained him a position on the Lansdowne Junior High squad. A chance to see Real Madrid play in Vancouver resulted in Brian hanging up his skates in favor of soccer boots. He marveled at what the players could do with the ball and wanted to see if he could play that brand of soccer. By 1965, he was at Vic High playing with the Thais, who collected the city's Colonist Cup, as well as winning the Vancouver Island and BC High School Championships. The following season, Brian's quiet determination paced the Thais through 12 straight victories and another round of League, Colonist Cup, and Island titles. Brian was named Vic High's soccer MVP, won the Roper Sportsmanship Trophy, and shared 1966 Male Athlete of the Year honors. During those same seasons, although still a teenager, Brian and 5 other top high school players were playing for Vic West in the Victoria and District Men's Soccer League. They reached the Island final of the Province Cup Playdowns in 1966 and won the Jackson Cup Championship in 1967. The following season saw Robinson at a starting position with Vic United in the Pacific Coast League. By Christmas, Brian was playing with the polish of a seasoned veteran. Of their last 10 games, his Vic United team won 9 and tied 1 to claim league honors, and Brian also picked up a couple of individual awards. He had his first taste of international soccer in 1969 when the newly named O'Keeffes hosted West Bromwich. The following season, playing with the Vic West-sponsored United team, Brian helped them win both the Pacific Coast League and playoff titles. While playing summer soccer with the Victoria Royals in a new Western Canadian semi-pro circuit, he had his second international match when Newcastle United visited. Just 10 minutes into the action, Brian opened the scoring with a magnificently headed goal that the crowd fully appreciated. Newcastle went on to eke out a 2-1 win. Brian's Royals, coached by Brian Hughes, went on to collect both the league and playoff titles in 1970 and 1971. Brian and another local player, Ash Valdal, gained positions on the BC Select team, going to the first Canadian Interprovincial Tournament. That turned out to be Brian's ticket to our national team. His power and quickness took him to an Olympic qualifying match against Mexico in Vancouver. Brian joined Bruce Twomley and Ike McKay, who were playing pro football in Britain, and became the third Victorian to play for Canada. In 1972, they, along with goaltender Graham Lee, made it 4 Victorians facing the United States in a World Cup CONCACAF qualifying game. Brian scored his most memorable goal for Canada against Mexico at Azteca Stadium. Ike McKay pushed through a pass that Robinson cracked into the top corner of the netting from 25 yards out. Canada came away with a 1-1 draw. The following year, Team Canada toured Europe with matches in Malta, Luxembourg, Denmark, and Ireland, where Brian wrapped in 2 more international goals. In 1974, Brian and Bob Blytho made a 2-year national team commitment that included moving to Toronto. A second European tour opened a program aimed at building a national team for the 1976 Olympics. But financial problems turned it into a farce that resulted the concept failing. Both Brian and Bob came home to play for London Boxing Club. When the Coast League disbanded in 1974, the Boxers laid claim to all the new Vancouver Island Soccer League silverware and became the first island team to ever win the Province Cup. The Boxers went on to down Winnipeg in the Western Canada Playdowns. Then, for the first time in 78 seasons of Victoria soccer, the Boxers proved that they were the best in Canada and owners of the Dominion Challenge Trophy. There was no doubt that Brian and Bob's experience and leadership had a great deal to do with that success. In 1975, Brian faced a tough choice: turn pro and join the Vancouver Whitecaps, or stay with the Canadian team he loved. Having a young family, Brian decided he could no longer live on an Olympic dream and joined Phil Parks with the pros. After a full season in the North American Soccer League, Brian was sidelined due to injuries and turned to coaching the Island League's Victoria Athletics and the league's all-star side. He rejoined our national team for their run at a berth in the 1978 World Cup. Along with Ike, Bruce, and Bob, he made it 4 Victoria lads selected to the national side, and they eliminated United States in the opening round. They were outmatched, though, as they played Haiti, Salvador, Mexico, Guatemala, and Suriname for the single World Cup spot. He continued to play locally and spent many seasons giving back to soccer through his coaching, most recently at the youth level with the Gorge teams, and now as the technical director of player and coaching with Prospect Lake and the Lower Island Associations. Brian's international soccer career totaled more than 40 appearances for Canada, including 22 Olympic or World Cup matches. To his many honors, we now add one more as we induct into the Greater Victoria Sports Hall of Fame Brian Robinson.